and today this is my first Google Hangout, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I've got the assistance of lovely Kylie Smiley today, and Kylie is a mobile marketing expert. So I've just got Kylie in today just to have a chat to us about customer loyalty and also customer loyalty programs and how they can work for your business and, you know, what you can do to implement them. So over to Kylie now, just to say hello and introduce yourself, Kylie.
Hello, how are you? Hi, Saffron. I know I'm looking a bit silly today. Well, it is my birthday, so I thought, well, why not? Might as well wear the party hat and be excited about it, even though, yes, another year older, and sometimes that can be a little disheartening, but I'm embracing it. It's all good. It's okay. It's fine. So I'll take that off for now, so then it's not so distracting. There we go. Thanks for the introduction, and yeah, let's chat about loyalty. I'm really passionate about loyalty, and because I can see what happens to customer businesses when they really take charge of it and they use it and they're offering great value to their clients. Amazing things happen. So thanks a lot for inviting me, Saffron, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you more about this.
Thanks, Kylie. Now, I've just got a few questions for you. I've had a lot of businesses recently interested in customer loyalty and how they can increase customer loyalty in their businesses. But for those that actually haven't heard that term before, or maybe need a little bit of clarification on what customer loyalty is, what is customer loyalty?
Well, basically, customer loyalty is the relationship between a customer and a business, and a good relationship between customer and a business means that customers become loyal to that business. So being able to have a client base that thinks of you first, or your business is top of mind, that they recommend you, someone that loves your business so much that the service you provide, the products you provide, the way you provide it, and the value that you offer is worth mentioning. So loyalty, being loyal, just like any relationship, being loyal to a business means that you're going to patronize them over others. And really, it's all about referral from there on as well, and that consistent repeat business.
So, Kylie, for customers, for businesses that maybe haven't already implemented a customer loyalty program, what kind of businesses would benefit from this kind of a program?
Well, really, all businesses. Every business needs to have loyal customers. So there are many businesses that, I guess, the top of mind, the businesses that we think of initially that have a loyalty program, obviously in retail. Whenever you go to a counter, often you're asked whether you want to join their program, their loyalty program, or here's a stamp card to use to get a free drink or product after purchasing 10 or so, or you can get a store card, that sort of thing. It's really a connection that allows you to come back. So businesses in retail, hospitality, you'll notice shopping centres have them everywhere, but often the businesses that could really benefit are the ones that at the moment you don't see them offering a lot of loyalty programs. So even a dentist. So it's almost like a referral. You can use it as a referral program as well. And all sorts of traditional businesses can utilize a loyalty program.
Thanks, Kylie. Now, for businesses thinking about implementing a loyalty program, but aren't quite sure about what that loyalty program is going to cost their business. So, for example, if a business wants to, I don't know, offer an incentive or a percentage discount, what is that actually going to mean to their business? Are they going to lose profits?
Well, it's really up to what they're offering, what they want to offer. But doing the sums first is really important. Working out what the long-term value of a client is, and then how much you're willing to give up out of that proposed amount that they might spend with you for the year to get them in the first place. So that might sound a little bit confusing, but if you think about someone who might spend $1,000 with you in a year, and then have a think about, well, what can I gift them to thank them for coming onto my loyalty program, or entice them to come onto my loyalty program that's not going to break the bank, that's going to be high value but low cost. Considering they're going to spend they could potentially spend $1,000 with me throughout the year. Is a $5 spend going to impact my business? So it's really about doing those sums first. It's giving up part of the profit for the sale you never had as well. So if you don't offer that high value gift, so the bigger the gift, the better response you're going to get, then you could be missing out on potential, mass business. So sometimes it's a little bit of a gamble, but certainly you have to be reasonable, and there's ways that we can help you through that process.
Okay, well, that all sounds great. Now, what I'm thinking is the actual implementation of a loyalty program. It kind of sounds like a little bit of a pain. I mean, you've got to have cards printed, you've got to market the program. How do we address that? Is there a simple solution?
I'm glad you asked. Now, because I'm really mobile focused, I've partnered now with a company called Stampme, who have produced an amazing app that replaces those pesky cards. Now, I say pesky cards because they are a bit pesky, I find. I find that they get, if I get a card, I'll file it, and then I won't be able to find it. Then I forget when I go back to the business, I forget to use it, and it's really not it's not really helpful to me in the end, because often I find that in some instances I might only frequent a business a few times, but then might go back a few months later, and by then it just totally slips my mind. And then for the business, the thing that really gets to me is because I'm always thinking about what can benefit a business, is when they do purchase all these cards, they're going to an expense to get them. They have to demonstrate to their staff how to use them. They're not always helpful. The thing is, there's no exchange of information, so they don't know who actually has the card. When they hand them out, it's just customers that come along. There's no actual confirmation that, oh, this is Sally Jones, who is part of our loyalty program, who has a card. There's no way of them knowing. But with this new app, when they download the app, the customer actually puts in their details, and the business receives that data, which is like gold. So that means that the business can then connect with the customer directly to their phone, wherever they are. And it's so simple. The customer comes in and they just swipe over this little beacon here, and it automatically takes up a stamp or a point. You can put it on point system as well. So for ease of use and also to collect data and stats, you can see how many people came in, what time they came in, who was it. They've got all their details are there in the back-end system that businesses have access to. So I'm super excited about that because of those major benefits.
That sounds really awesome. Now, I'm just thinking about people that maybe not be quite tech savvy. Now, for businesses that kind of have maybe steered clear of anything technical, how easy is this system to use for them? That the back end of the system, how easy is that to use?
Oh, it is. It is so simple. If you know how to send an email, then this system is a breeze. Like you can work this system. Then you can work it, have a look at the stats and everything from any device. many locations. Anywhere where there's an internet connection, a business owner can actually check out their the stats as to, you know, how many loyalty customers they have, who they are, when they last had an exchange. So when they last came in to make a purchase, which is really valuable information if you want to look at customer behaviour as well. So it is phenomenal compared with having this paper card, or even the plastic cards, which can be expensive and a little bit arduous, difficult to communicate with customers as well. You still don't get their data. At least with this, you get their data. And not just that, Saffron, you can actually, through this little beacon, and I'll show you again, it is here. It's this big, it's only small. But through this beacon, you can send out and transmit a message into the location of your store and beyond. So we can program this to transmit an offer to anyone that might have downloaded the app, said, yes, I'm fine with receiving offers, and automatically when they approach the store or they come into your business, then they'll get an offer, which is pretty incredible. It's not readily available. This is a new technology. It's geofencing, proximity marketing is what it's called. And I've been very excited about this for a long time, understanding that this is a huge benefit to businesses. But it is so easy. It's really, you get a little box that shows you exactly what to do. It's just a matter of sticking it somewhere where it's easy for customers to come along and swipe. And the back end of the system will all be ready to go. And there's a training video. It's really, it's very simple to operate.
That does actually sound really exciting. Now, what platform does this work on? So does this work on all mobile phones, or does it only work on iPhone? You know, what platform does it actually work on?
Okay, well, it works on all phones, meaning that all types of devices can download the app. And the only thing is that at the moment, the beacon transmission, where it sends out a notification, it talks to iPhones at the moment only, but they're very close to having it to Android as well. But in Australia, we're at over 70% iPhone centric, and for the most part, that hasn't had an impact with consumers and businesses. So they're really seeing more positive outcome to this opportunity than a negative, just because they're not transmitting to an Android. Now, that doesn't mean that when the Android comes into the store to get a product and then a stamp, it's not going to work. They too can just swipe it over. So the Android has that the Bluetooth on. So as long as Bluetooth is on, then they're able to get that message, like to actually get a stamp automatically on their phone. It's really just that iBeacon message out that only works for iPhones at the moment, but it's really not having an impact. Fantastic. So it's pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Now, I'm just thinking about people that, and I know this is probably quite a low percentage, but people that are a little bit old school who may not have an iPhone or an Android phone. So for businesses maybe who have customers or clients in that category, what would you suggest to them?
Okay, so the good thing about this company is they have thought of everything, and by the way, they're Australian, they're local, and I've done a lot of homework on this, and I've looked at every angle, because I understand that many businesses have clients that they're still getting used to a smartphone. Not everyone has a smartphone. Sure, you know, your Gen Ys and your millennials, and you know, you can assume that they have a smartphone, but there's many people over in the more mature age that haven't taken that step. They will, because they're updating their phones, and really when they update their phones, they're going to go to a smartphone, and that's what's happening. That's what the stats are telling us. So when our friends come in that don't have Bluetooth turned on, for instance. So not everybody turns on Bluetooth so that their location is noticed. And or they have what I call a dumb phone, which doesn't have internet access. Then they can, there's not too many with dumb phone, but if they have a phone that they're not really that familiar with, if they do have access to downloading or have the QR code scanner app, then I would all they need to do is press on the scan button in the app, and the shopkeeper just holds this up and it quickly just scans it to get their stamp. Otherwise, I would still keep, because people who are still on dumb phones don't have access to apps. So if they don't have apps, then they can't use it, right? So that very small percentage, I would still keep on hand a few paper cards, cardboard cards that aren't going to, going to cost a few dollars. But outside that, 90% of your customers are going to, be able to, they're going to have the app ability on their phone within the next 6 months. So even those people of a generation that, you wouldn't imagine would be jumping on board, well, they are. They're online. There's lots online. They're really getting into it. They want to stay young and they want to get familiar with things and have access to information. So, you can. There's different methods to capturing those, and it might just mean that you send an SMS. So the good thing about this is that it captures with capturing their phone number, you can SMS them direct to their phone. So if they don't have internet access, they're still going to get an SMS, which is brilliant. And you can do all that. So you can send an SMS, or you can send a notification through the app, or you can send them an email through the administration portal. So that's really handy. Does that answer the question in a roundabout fashion?
Now, I've just got one final question, because all this sounds amazing. It sounds awesome. I love it. And I know there's plenty of businesses that could utilise this. It's going to be expensive, isn't it?
Well, interestingly, no. It's very, very cost effective. Even if you just look at it on a basic scale without the beacon, just the fact that you're able to have the details of those people that take your stamp card or get on your loyalty program, they are 8 times easier to sell to. So thinking about the possibility and the projection of income, it's 8 times the amount on average that you would get versus, even more so actually, versus using the card. So you're looking at around between $50 and $80 a month to maintain it, which is really quite achievable for most businesses, especially if they know that in seconds they can be connected with each and every customer that's had an experience with them. Just thinking about that is phenomenal. When they never did before, those people could be anywhere. Actually, they could be anywhere in the world as well. So, they, they can send them out a message through their app and entice them to come in, which is fantastic. And that could be worth hundreds, could be worth thousands to them in business. So it's looking at the return on investment more so than the cost. That's what I would recommend, is saying, okay, if I have 100 people on this list and I send a message out, on average around 90% of them are going to read it. And then the stats tell me on average for my industry that 10% will act on it. So if you have a very large list, you have to be very careful and make sure you have those products on hand for the possibility of 10% of people coming and purchasing that product from you, either physically or online. So to an online business, it is fantastic, because wherever people are, they have their phone, they can go straight on with a tap and go straight to your website and make a purchase. How cool is that? So setup is around $120 to $160, and then it's that you're $55 or so a month. It just depends on how much time you need from a consultant. So there will be consultants available, and I'll be there to help as well. But for the most part, you'll receive it in the mail, you'll have instructions, and you'll have a support video of exactly how to use it. But the bonus with what I'm offering, I guess, is that you'll have access to a Q&A once a month, and certainly you can send emails through support. So it's brilliant.
That sounds really good. And I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I guess one last thing is, you know, if people do want to get on board with this, the Stampme loyalty app, how do they go about doing that? Because I think it's really valuable for businesses, and I mean, I know of lots of businesses that I work with would definitely want to come on board with that. So how would they go about that?
Sure. Well, all they have to do is go to mobilemarketinglink.com and or .com.au, mobilemarketinglink.com, and sign up there. Pop your details in, and then you'll receive an email, and from there, then you can request some information. So it's pretty simple. Or you can go straight to Kylie at mobilemarketinglink.com.au and just send through a request at the moment. There will be another URL available shortly, but we're just still in the setup stages from my perspective in making things nice and seamless for customers. So they can go in, they can have a look, then they can choose to purchase right there and then, and they can get going within a couple of days. But what I encourage anyone that's watching, if you're a business owner, please, at a bare minimum, start collecting data. Start asking gift clients up front, and start asking for their details in exchange for a gift. And then at least you've got some people on board who are willing to start, communicating and receiving communication from you with offers and reasons to come and make another purchase or to revisit. So thanks so much for having me, Saffron. It's been fun, and made my birthday even more special to be able to talk about this, you know. The more you can help businesses get more business and attract people and engage them wherever they are, integrate them with social media, all those sorts of things, it's definitely worthwhile. So thanks again.
Thanks, Kylie. Thanks for all that really valuable information. I hope everyone's enjoyed this webinar today. I'm going to say goodbye now. This is my first webinar, so hopefully I did okay.
You've done a great job.
Thank you.